This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
It's night on the south today. The University of Otago opened its new dental clinical services building in Dunedin yesterday. For more than 20 years, a Timaru-based interior designer has had clients invite her into their homes. And rugby player Ben Smith may have played his last game for the Highlanders. Good evening, I'm Anastasia Munzer. The University of Otago opened its new dental clinical services building in Dunedin yesterday. The new facility is one of the world's largest and most technologically advanced dental schools.
Laying their foundation plaque of what's been called the most technologically advanced dental school in the world. They've already held the first clinics in the new building last week, and the University of Otago's head of oral rehabilitation is pleased with the state-of-the-art facility.
It's fantastic. We had our first clinics in the new clinical services building last Tuesday, and the staff are reporting just how good it is to be in here.
Members of faculty and guests were shown around some of the new facilities, and Professor Lyons says the sparkling new dental bays are streets ahead of the old building.
It's so exciting, it's so new, and when we're looking around the Walsh building just really is showing just how long we've been using it.
The new building was created to replace the Walsh building as the primary care unit and teaching clinic. And Professor Lyons says students who've worked in the new building are already enjoying the new facility.
Feedback from students that we've seen has been good. Feedback from staff is good. They're working through learning the technologies, and it's just great. It's fantastic.
University Chancellor Royden Somerville says the opening is a wonderful occasion, and the $136 million building is a credit to all who worked on it.
And in doing this, I wish to just say to all people, all of you who are working with patients, studying and advancing your scholarship and research in this building, the very best wishes of the University Council and the University for the future. Thank you very much, everybody. It's for attending today. It's a wonderful occasion. Kia ora tatou.
A time capsule was also placed to mark the occasion, and the original building is set to be refurbished to house research facilities. In Dunedin, the South today.
Strikes by junior doctors have cost more than $19 million nationwide so far, with no end in sight. Protesters in front of Dunedin Public Hospital this January demanding safer working conditions among the hundreds of resident doctors nationwide. Figures released to RNZ under the Official Information Act show 20 district health boards paid senior doctors $19.3 million since January's strikes. Specialists who cover for striking doctors can earn up to $500 an hour on top of their standard wage. The data shows the strikes have cost the Southern DHB $1.3 million so far. For more than 20 years, a Timaru-based interior designer has had clients invite her into their homes. Now Marie Hines is returning the favour, opening up her historic homestead to the public and raising money for the local hospice through the gold coin donation entry fee.
Just south of Timaru, this historic homestead was built in 1890 for newspaper tycoon Edward George Kerr. The house's new owner is interior designer Marie Hines, who's opening it up to the public next weekend as a way of saying thanks to all the strangers whose homes she's been in to give advice about interior design, as well as raising money for a good cause.
It's something that I'd love to give back to my clients as I've gone into their homes for the last 20 years. And to also do something for the hospice, because they are an incredible organisation which we would love to give back to them.
Once the open days are over, she's looking forward to ripping into renovations, which she says will add a 21st century indoor-outdoor flow to the home.
We bought Harlow House because we thought that it would be an incredible project for my career, and love to bring this beautiful old house back to its former glory. We're just custodians of this beautiful home, which we are honoured and privileged to be here.
The planned renovation includes some formidable structural alterations.
The project is very challenging as we are taking out the main supporting wall downstairs, which is by 4.5 metres, which is supported by a steel beam, which is going to be a very hair-raising experience, but I'm sure we're in safe hands with our builders.
A major clean-up of the stunning gardens is also underway, so they can be used as a wedding venue. And while there's plenty of work ahead, Hines is looking forward to the project.
To transform that room into a modern living area will be just amazing. So it is going to be quite a big project, but yeah, one that we're going to love.
Harlow House will be open on Saturday the 22nd and Sunday the 23rd. Entry is a gold coin donation and Devonshire teas are available for $5, with all proceeds going to Hospice South Canterbury. In Timaru for the South Today.
Rugby player Ben Smith may have played his last game for the Highlanders. The classy All Black has been ruled out in the Highlanders lineup for Friday's match against the Waratahs in Otago. Smith's troublesome hamstring has not recovered enough for him to take his place in the team, despite training with them this week. Earlier today, Paul Dwyer spoke with Smith about his rugby playing career.
Welcome to ODT Rugby Chat for another week. Look, I think I said in the paper on Friday I was going to get Ben Smith along. I actually didn't talk to Ben Smith at that stage, so I was a bit worried about that. But I've talked to Bender, and Bender's turned up. He's just come out of the gym, mate. So good to see you.
Thanks, Paul.
So look, just quickly, I know you've been to physio. What does that mean for this weekend?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get this hemi back to 100. Just not quite there, not quite where I want it to be. So
you just don't think you'll be there on Saturday?
Friday, yeah. So I've been really working towards this week, but yeah, a bit of a bugger really. Just can't quite get there.
Was it? I think I wrote about it in the paper last week. Was it a bit strange for you? I mean, because it was going to be your last game at the stadium was going to be on last Friday night, and they had that presentation for you, which was pretty cool at the end. But did it feel a bit flat for you since you actually hadn't played?
Yeah, obviously I would have liked to have been out there and trying to contribute to what the team was doing.
Because were you running water? I think were you running water?
Yeah, I was running water. So we had Andy Watts, who does all our video analysis. His two daughters were there alongside Annabelle, so they were doing it, and then there was an opportunity for Bells to slot in with them. So it was pretty cool.
from you as a family, and that would have been pretty cool to have your daughter on the sideline.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, she was. Yeah, no, she was pretty pumped that she got to do that, and telling all her mates on Monday, and yeah, it was just cool to go out and do something like that with her.
Mate, let's talk about you and growing up in Green Island. So Stu and Cam, you know, man, was he a big Green Island guy?
No, he actually played football.
Was he a footballer?
Yeah, he played football for Green Island.
Right.
I've said before that he was pretty average, but he's actually said to me, I was actually pretty good at soccer.
So at Kings, so who were the stars in your first 15? Was Dicko a bit of a star in those days?
Yeah, so I wasn't, to be fair, I was just, a battler, and I just enjoyed the game, enjoyed getting along, had some good mates at Kings.
Yep.
Dicko, he could kick. So I was 9 and he was 10. Right. It's awesome. He's back at Kings actually and doing a great job at getting, trying to get Kings just a wee bit better in a few areas. So he's been back for a couple of months now and made a big impact already.
But when in the first 15, was he playing first 5 when you were playing halfback?
Yeah. So I threw the ball to him and it went 80 metres down the field.
Well, he had because even at that stage, I remember him. He had that prodigious punt.
Yeah, massive and goal kicking. You know, when we were sort of 6 and 7, we were like 60 out sort of thing.
Right. Did you go at school? Did you make any other rep teams, or did you make?
I sort of made the Otago team.
Right.
Missed out on a couple of Otago teams, but never made any like New Zealand secondary schools or anything like that. No.
We'll be bringing you more of the interview tomorrow night, and you can watch the full hour-long interview with Ben Smith on Channel 39 at 6 p.m. on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, as well as online. Still to come on the South today, we take a look at a Christchurch Powerchair football player who is not letting a spinal degenerative condition slow him down.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
The season has changed, and at Alec Campbell Menswear, in our 3 stores, Cromwell, South Dunedin and Mosgiel, we have it covered. Check out these jackets. They'll keep you warm and dry and stylish. Of course, we're known for our fashion shirts, but in the winter we do have our lovely warm shirts. Look at them all. And we're known for our great range of winter knitwear too. Don't forget our stretch moleskins, 6 colours.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
We'll keep you warm and dry and looking just great.
Ricky here from Beds R Us Dunedin, your local sleep specialists. Come in and try our huge touchscreen sleep selector, taking the hard work out of choosing the right bed for you. See you here.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Autumn is here and it's too late to sow seed. But don't despair, Ready Lawn is the answer to all your garden woes. Call Ready Lawn today on 027 22 88 190. Risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Come on, mate. The blue doesn't go with the brown.
Welcome back. Christchurch football player Luke Alderton is not letting a degenerative spinal condition slow him down. He's studying law at the University of Canterbury and is captain of the Canterbury Bolts Powerchair football team.
I'm Diane Williams and I'm a wing for the Canterbury Bolts.
I'm Richard Page and I'm a winger for the Canterbury Bolts. Hi, I'm Pat Edmonds, I'm wing and play for the Bolts.
Hi, I'm Luke Alderson and I'm captain and centre for the Canterbury Bolts. I have a condition called transverse myelitis, which is a demyelinating condition of the spinal cord. I got that when I was 5.5 months old. So it's a spinal injury. The first time I tried Powerchair Football was actually when I was about 9. It was being introduced by someone over in the Burwood Spinal Unit.
exciting game to watch. The chairs are actually quite fast and they're really very much like a Ferrari as opposed to a Mini. You have to be careful as if you're reffing or a coach that you don't get close to them as they do spin kicks because they are very fast. Some of the athletes will not have the ability to hold their bodies upright, so they're all harnessed in quite well and have headrests and things.
I've got it. Yours now. Nice work.
It's a brilliant sport. It's got a fantastic future worldwide. It's growing in Australia. It's growing in New Zealand. We've had our first nationals a couple of years ago. There's about 35 countries that play it in the world at the moment, and there's a World Cup competitions. We've only really started playing it competitively in the last few years.
Yeah, it should be everyone.
It's a family affair. Steve and I both co-coach. I'm on the New Zealand committee. I'm treasurer, manager of the Silver Strikers, and coaching here.
Couldn't do it without them. Need them for all that, and thank them all the time for their support. They're great coaches. They don't hold back either. Always telling me, but that's a good thing. You always want to improve, want to get better. So yeah, any advice is great. I study at UC a Bachelor of Law and a Bachelor of Arts, majoring in political science and economics. It's something I think practically that I can do quite well. It plays to my strengths. Obviously, it's hard for me to write or do something physical, so law will sort of right up my alley.
All of the members are striving to get in the top teams within New Zealand to compete in international games, which are coming up in the Asia Pacific game held in Australia in October this year. We're training to hopefully get into the World, so that is our qualifier to get into the World Cup, which is the ultimate goal. So that is doable, a lot of hard work.
They're a great team, have lots of fun together. They work really hard on their skills. We've got facilities. We train pretty much every week when we're training for competitions a couple of times a week. But it would be great to get some more players.
Powerchair football is pretty much the only team sport for people in electric wheelchairs to play, so it's really, really unique because I love the camaraderie of a team. You know, you win and you lose as a team. Only in my second year, so I've got a while to go yet in my studies, but just making the best out of what I've got, so not letting it hold me back at all. Doing studies and sport, gotta keep that balanced life.
After the break on the South Today, a Clutha rugby player joins his local club's wall of legends like his father and grandfather. And do take a look at what's in tomorrow's ODT, and we give you a look at the weather.
Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen, and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent. And where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
Most of us have spots on our skin. That's quite normal. Finding skin cancer as early as possible is key to successful treatment. Book in for a free check of 1 to 2 moles or a comprehensive full body check with the Mole Doctor in Waverley.
The season has changed, and at Campbell Menswear, in our 3 stores, Cromwell, South Dunedin and Mosgiel, we have it covered. Check out these jackets. They'll keep you warm and dry and stylish. Of course, we're known for our fashion shirts, but in the winter we do have our lovely warm shirts. Look at them all. And we're known for our great range of winter knitwear too. Don't forget our stretch moleskins, 6 colours.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
We'll keep you warm and dry and looking just great.
Bowel cancer is the second highest cause of cancer death in New Zealand.
And New Zealand's got a higher rate of bowel cancer than many other Western countries.
Because it's one of those areas of the body that we don't talk about often enough.
It is one of those silent killers almost, that if it strikes and if you develop symptoms, sometimes it's too late.
So it's a major issue.
Welcome back. Clutha Rugby stalwart Neville Muir is set to join his father and grandfather on the rugby club's Wall of Legends after receiving a life membership last month. However, the club may have to leave a couple more spaces for his 2 daughters who also harbour quiet ambitions of making their own mark in rugby down south.
Established in 1876, the Clutha Rugby Football Club has seen several generations of the Muir family play and serve the club. Local man Neville Muir is going up on the club's Wall of Legends to join the photos of other stalwarts, which include both his father Ernie as well as his grandfather Thomas.
Yeah, I knew him for quite a while before he died. He was 96, I think, when he died. Right. And then sort of passed it on through my father. And we started off, when I was a little kid, coming down here, helping out, cleaning out the club rooms and sweeping the grandstands, and with my father when he was doing it as well.
Muir's older daughter is former Pirates player Larissa, and she was exposed to the game while accompanying her father during his coaching sessions.
The senior Bs, I coached them for a few years. Once I finished playing Prem, and they used to bring them down. They were the ball girls. And
go to rugby practices and run around here every Saturday and run around the club at night, and so we were pretty involved in rugby from a young age.
While most other life members have served the club on committees, Neville Muir's been busy contributing his time as a referee.
A lot of my time was spent actually doing the touch module here for quite probably over 20-something years, refereeing and helping out with the touch module, and that's probably got a bit to do with this as well. Because to be honest with you, I haven't really had much to do with the club in the last 20 years because I've been refereeing for the last 20 years.
And while she's proud of her dad and his club, younger daughter Greer says there's more opportunities for women's rugby in the bigger towns.
If they have a women's team and I could get a job down here, I might come back and help them out. I'd love to play for them, but the better rugby would be, for me, would be to stay in Dunedin.
Muir says that while today's professional players are identified and mentored from an early age, there's still plenty of good rugby players left behind to fill the ranks in country clubs. In Balclutha, for the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The University of Otago opened its new $130 million dental clinical services building in Dunedin yesterday. For more than 20 years, a Timaru-based interior designer has had clients invite her into their homes, but she's now welcoming curious people as a fundraiser. And rugby player Ben Smith may have played his last game for the Highlanders and took time to chat with an old mate about his career. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Hayden.
Good evening, Anastasia. How are you?
Hi, good, thanks.
Excellent. Let's have a look. What sort of night's it going to be for us? It's going to be interesting. It was a bad day for fires in the district today. In Otago and Southland, there were major house fires in Dunedin, Invercargill, Balclutha. There was a death, a serious injury. I think there might have been another fire in the last hour, just kick off somewhere. So we'll have all of that coverage tomorrow, including a couple of spectacular photos. So always a concern, obviously. I'm sure there's some messages coming from the fire service about fires. Wanaka, a couple of very large stories out of Wanaka today for the old and the young. First of all, the location of their new maternal hub has been confirmed, which is great news. Hopefully sort out some of these issues of women having babies in strange places. That's not good enough. And at the other end of the life scale, plans for a new retirement home in Wanaka have been revealed. A $100 million retirement home. It's big business.
Wow.
Huge complex. So tomorrow we will spell out exactly what shape that could take if that passes. So lots happening in Wanaka. Interesting Dunedin story. The Dunedin landfill, unbeknownst to most of us, had been receiving rubbish from another district. The mighty Waitaki district, dare I say it, the finest district in the land. That practice has now stopped. We've got some thoughts from our councillors on how exactly that happened. It was the big sing today, a fabulous event where all the local high schools send down their finest singers, male and female, to wow the judges. We have a bunch of photos of that in tomorrow's paper, which will be great. And obviously confirmation that the legendary Ben Smith will not be playing for the Highlanders this week, so we'll have the latest news out of that camp.
Awesome, thanks Hayden. And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with our southern view, feeding seagulls in a Dunedin car park. Looking at the situation, a ridge of high pressure moves off the South Island tomorrow with a cold front approaching from the Tasman Sea, but this decays as it moves over southern districts on Friday. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect a few clouds and 16 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim are also likely to be a little cloudy with 17 degrees. In Canterbury, yesterday's weather remains in parts of the east coast with showers and 13 degrees in Kaikoura, cloudy and 12 degrees in Christchurch, and also grey in Ashburton, expecting 13 degrees. Looking at the southern towns, moderate northerlies and some cloud, with the Catlins due for 11, while Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore are all expecting 12-degree highs. Travelling westward to the Central Lakes, plan for light winds and clear skies. Queenstown and Wanaka are due for 8-degree highs, Alexandra 1 better on 9, and Te Anau can expect 11 degrees with cloud increasing. Looking to the northern towns on the coast, Oamaru and Timaru are in for moderate northeasterlies, mostly cloudy, and 11-degree highs. Omarama and Taizo are set for light winds, clear skies and 9 degrees. In Dunedin tonight, mostly cloudy skies tonight with an overnight low of 7 degrees. Cloud breaking and some brief sunny periods developing during the morning tomorrow with moderate northeasterlies. Looking at a high of 11 and a low of 7. Overcast on Friday with light northeasterlies, temperatures still rather chilly, aiming for a high of 12 and a low of 9. Heading to Invercargill, showers clearing tonight with southeasterlies dying out and an overnight low of 6 degrees. Mostly fine and sunny tomorrow with moderate northerlies developing, a high of 13 and a low of 7. A period of cloud and brief showers on Friday with colder southwesterlies freshening briefly but becoming fine later on. Looking at a high of 12 degrees and a low of 5. That's all for our news this Wednesday. For the latest news, head online to odt.co.nz or follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.